So I just thought I'd come on and show you a quick way in which you can curve text in Silhouette Studio. I have the basic edition, so nothing fancy. You can use loads of different shapes, but for this I'm just going to show you exactly how to make this. So I'm going to duplicate that and write out my text. And I'm just going to change the font and the colour just so we can see what we're doing. Now, in terms of making it the right size, you want to make sure it's just a little bit wider than the circle that you are, if you're doing a circle, than the circle that you're going around. You can do a full circle, but then you'd make your text bigger so that it fits all the way around. But the way you get it to go around is you double click on there and it brings up this little arrow here, and you hold that in and drag it to your shape, and it attaches to your shape, whichever shape you've chosen. Now, if I was just doing a circle and just wanted curved text, if I was to delete that now to get it there, it would go back to where it is. So the way in which you get it to stay is you click on the text again, right click, and you have to convert to path. Now if I was to delete that, I would just have a curved text to do whatever I want with. But I want this image here, so I'm just going to put it back. Now I can move this down, but if you move this down, I mean, that is fine, but to me it's a little bit out here. So what I like to do is ungrip it and just select those first few letters, bring them down, twist them, just maneuver them around until they look a little bit better. Sometimes you have to move this out of the way because it selects that. And I think for this one I might, oh no, it's not too bad. I just think that the Y is a little bit out there now. So I'd bring the Y in a little bit and down. I'd probably make that a little bit smaller. Oh no, maybe not. It's just about playing around with it until you get until you're happy with it. Then I would group all of those. And if I wanted to twist it a bit more, you can, just to get it in the right place really. But yeah, I'd be pretty happy with that. But there's a couple of things that I just want to point out that you can and can't do before you convert your path. So I'm just going to duplicate it again, type it out again. Oh. So the first thing is if you get your font and you go and take it over to your design. Obviously that was a little bit too big, so I can't show you that. And then you think, oh no, I'm not happy with that font. You have to change the font before you convert to path, otherwise it won't work. So, because if I was to try and change this font now I've converted it to the path, it won't let me touch it at all. But with this one, I can double click, go on my fonts, choose, well, you can just go through your fonts like, oh no, not double click, sorry, single click. You can just go through your fonts as you would to try and get, see, that's quite nice, just a little, you know, see which ones work. The only thing I will say is if you are doing a joined up font, so ones that you're going to cut. It doesn't matter if you were to print this, but this sort of matters if you're going to be cutting with the silhouette. So I'm just going to find a font which is joined, just to show you what I mean. I've just been playing around with it. I haven't had my machine for even a year yet, but I'm on it every day. Okay, I'm just going to go back up to these. Okay, so if we've got a joined up font, we don't usually, if we were cutting this, we would weld it now. Well, no, let's convert it to the path. Don't weld yet. So we've converted it to the path, and now we can move this out. But because we haven't welded, we can still ungroup and maneuver these about to where we want them. The only thing is, if you're cutting them and you want them joined up, just make sure that they're overlapping. You can do all this manually, they just have to be touching before you weld. I'm not going to be too particular on this design, but then you just do the same as what you did to get it all in the right place, like we did up here. And then you would just select them all. I'll move that out of the way so you don't select it. Selecting everything. Right click and weld, and then it would just cut the same as if you would have if you'd welded it originally. And I just like to grip it so you don't lose any of it. Obviously I would not leave any of that where it is. I'd just play around with it until I was happy. But you get the basic idea, and that's how you curve text. Thanks for watching.